New tonight, there is a place in Arizona where high school football is sometimes compared to the movies Friday Night Lights or Hoosiers. For a time, it was a pipeline to the National Football League.
Yeah, we're not talking about Chandler, nor Hamilton, nor my saguaro. It's little Santa Cruz Valley High School in Eloy, where the history is as rich as the soil that once surrounded it. Tonight, Colin Harmon takes us there.
Along the I-10, halfway between Phoenix and Tucson, in the shadow of the Picacho Mountains, sits Eloy, a proud town where football, under the Friday Night Lights, was and remains its beating heart.
I haven't seen anything bring the town together like a football game.
The entire city would shut down at noontime.
I think it's just part of the tradition and the fabric of Eloy.
This is not the night to not have it, all right? Yes, sir. Lock in, lock in. That's all we need, baby.
On this night, the Coolidge Bears have rolled into town.
Must win. You probably get more fans at a Coolidge game than you would if you would go to state, put it that way. It means a lot.
The fierce rivalry between Santa Cruz Valley High School and Coolidge dates back to the 1960s, when the Dust Devils and Bears combined to win 5 straight state championships.
And our farmers and their farmers are probably thousands of dollars, you know, not tens of thousands, but some pretty healthy bets on the Santa Cruz Coolidge football game. And our farmers said they grew better cotton than Coolidge farmers. Football players said we were better.
To understand Eloy today, you must first understand its past.
If you read up on the history of Eloy back in the 40s and 50s, it was pretty tough.
And Eloy was the last city, if you will, that had martial law. People were being shot all over the place, especially on weekends. But it was rough.
There was a book in school when I was a little kid, in junior high, we had some guy wrote it called The Town Tougher Than Tombstone.
That is an accurate description, yes.
In the early 1950s, Eloy was bustling with farmers and migrant workers, earning the moniker Cotton City.
They grew more cotton here than just about any place in the United States.
What I remember was that this town was booming. Back then, it wasn't uncommon to have 100,000 people in and around Eloy.
A lot of the guys that played football, well, they had work right up until the time practice started. Went to two-a-days and would practice in the morning, go work in the fields in the afternoon, and come back and practice at night.
We didn't need weight rooms. I don't know if you've seen some of these watermelons. We used to pitch those watermelons and pack them from the railroad trains. But these things were huge.
And by the time you got to football practice, it wasn't that hard because you'd just been pitching melons all summer.
Between 1965 and 1980, the Santa Cruz Valley Dust Devils won 6 state titles.
This is our all-state team. And I think there's 7 of them from Santa Cruz Valley Union High School.
The discipline and work ethic learned in the fields transferred to the field.
Nobody out-hustled us. Nobody out-muscled us at all.
And helped put Eloy on the map for something other than cotton and shootouts on Main Street.
Going to play football was easy compared to going and chopping cotton or pitching watermelon.
Paul Ray Powell and Art Malone received football scholarships to play for Frank Cush's Sun Devils. Malone has the 4th most single-season rushing yards in ASU history. Powell was an All-American in football and was the 1969 National Player of the Year in baseball, leading the Devils to a national championship. They were the first of 4 Santa Cruz Valley Dust Devils to be inducted into the ASU Football Hall of Fame, still the most of any single high school.
Art Malone, Paul Ray Powell, you know, those were the guys that were our heroes.
Powell went on to be a first-round draft pick by the Minnesota Twins. Art Malone and younger brother Benny played 13 combined seasons in the NFL. Cousins Mossy and Eddie Cade spent 3 total years in the league, while Levi Jones was the most recent to go through ASU. He played 8 seasons for Cincinnati and Washington.
When I was younger, I had friends in Casa Grande, you know. So what do you guys do on Sunday afternoon?
With an average student body size near 400, no Arizona high school has produced more NFL players per capita than Santa Cruz Valley's 5.
Isn't that something? From a little community like Eloy, it's unbelievable that a small town could do that.
You have to drink the water, I guess.
The water isn't what it used to be in Eloy. Businesses have dried up. Frontier Street No longer a thoroughfare between Phoenix and Tucson, since the I-10 was built just a mile west. Agriculture has taken a backseat to the biggest draw in town now, skydiving. But the pride in the community still remains.
This is a special town, special community, special fans, special people.
I've always told people my headstone would say born, raised, and died in Eloy, Arizona.
Boy, football high right there, huh?
Yeah, incredible look at history right there.
For sure.